started.
Oh, Duncan Flechas from Brazil, right? Brazil. Okay, well, let's try e4. Let's see what we get. The Sicilian, okay. Looks like a classical kind of variation with d6. What is he playing right here? This is the dividing point. Okay, he's playing the Najdorf. Let's go with the English attack. Okay, he hits the knight immediately. So I'm going to still castle queenside, and I think the knight is going to be useful over here defensively, and then may have to be rerouted to turn it into an attacking piece. Should I bother with king b1? A lot of times this is a good move. I don't know the exact move orders here. Yeah, he's going to go after this knight. So if I play my knight to d4, d5 here, he takes. I have to take with the pawn. It's not ideal. I never played the move f3 here, so he can hop his knight into g4 at any time to harass this bishop. And I haven't played G. Yeah, I haven't played any of the regular moves. Here, let's prepare the move G4 and G5 and see what he does. He could have tried to win the center pawn here. Okay, I'm going to allow that and see what it is. The way he wins the center pawn is by pushing the b pawn here, forcing me to move the knight, and then just taking on e4. He's not doing it. I don't think he's just piling up on the d4. Okay, so let's go ahead and play f3. So now I'm really threatening g5. He's piling up on the knight. Okay, let's get going. You got to get your action going in the Sicilian. That's one of those rules. And now what? Can I play f4? He's not threatening the e-pawn anymore. And this pawn is well defended, and I'm not sure where my bishop goes. So let's try busting up the center a little bit and maybe getting some attacking lines against his king. If he lets me push all the way to f5, that ought to be worth something. So I'm expecting him to take, and then I'll try and get some pressure on the d-pawn. I think I probably made some mistakes in that opening. I think leaving this knight, or the pawn, basically undefended was not a good idea. So I probably should have. And when you play the English attack, you always play the move f3 to hold that center pawn for that reason. So he just let me get away with it. Okay, so I can take his knight with my light squared bishop, and I probably should. I think that's the dark squared bishop is the more valuable piece right now. And he has many ways to take back. He can take back with the bishop, with the rook, or even with the pawn, but usually rook takes is what's played here. Played bishop takes, okay. So now knight here is possible. Knight to d5, and if he takes with the bishop, I can take with the queen. I think I like the look of that. If he takes this bishop, if he takes this knight, I'm going to take back with a pawn, maybe the a pawn, so I can play later c4. I'm not entirely sure. The other way, I mean, taking with a c pawn makes some sense. I can get a rook on the c file and oppose him to some degree. He went for the grab. So now if he moves his knight to b6 here, hitting my queen, I could take it, but I probably will just retreat my queen back. This pawn is not loose, because if he takes, I take with the bishop, and still the queen and the bishop are defending it. So he goes there. So The idea I had was to play the move c3 here. Now he can push on with b4 once again. I take, queen can come here with check. King goes to the corner. But I don't see the follow-up. The rook is defended, the knight's defended, the pawn is defended even. But I'll feel more comfortable when I get my queen back here to to d2, though. I must admit. I will feel better when I do that. Let's see, if he plays b4 and I play queen d2 immediately, I think that doesn't work. He can take, queen takes, yeah, he wins a pawn on c3. So if he plays b4, I pretty much have to take it. And he gets to invade with his queen. But does he have any big follow-up after that? I don't know. The bishop is loose, but he needs to double attack it. So pawn takes. Queen here check is what I'm expecting. Is there another move? On other moves, I'll just drop my queen back to d2 and try and defend things. So queen here check. The king goes to the corner, so king a1. And then where does the queen go from there? Or how does more force get brought into it? I just don't see it. So it's interesting, though. Maybe he's got something. I don't know. If I have to bring my queen into d3 after the check, because if I go all the way to d2, it leaves the this e-pawn hanging, and I don't want to give up that pawn. Okay, so his idea is to take first here. That does open up more squares on my king side here. Then the check. Still, everything seems defended. Knight there. Yeah, knight b6 hitting the queen. That's what I was expecting for a while. And then the knight can hop into these squares. So what's the best move? Maybe queen here. Holding on to the e-pawn. Actually just threatening to take on d6, I believe. Excuse me, I didn't mean to touch that. So bishop takes d6. He could pin it, though. And then bishop takes queen, rook takes queen, rook takes rook, rook takes bishop. I don't think that's working either. Okay, but let's think about this. If I play the bishop here and then he ignores that and gives the check, now that loses a whole piece. If I play the bishop here, bishop takes, and then he moves the rook here, I have to take the queen. He takes my queen. I take his rook. I still think this is good for me. I may be missing things. Who knows? He just takes it. Oh, right. He takes it because what I'm missing is that now the queen here is check. So let's chase the queen. It leads to checkmate. Right. The queen goes here, queen here check, king to the corner, and then queen takes on b2, supported by the knight, is checkmate. Unbelievable. So, yeah, I can attack his queen, but his queen will just go somewhere where the bishop is supported. Still, I don't really have anything better. Can't attack his queen with my knight. No easy way to do that. Yeah, not looking good. So maybe knight to Knight d4 to f5 is a way to put pressure on the bishop. But he can just move the bishop back to e7. So he could even play something like rook to... Okay, so that keeps the bishop defended. And it keeps control of this d8 square. I was thinking, there are back rank mating ideas if I can get enough of his pieces off of the back rank. So after exchanging rooks here, for example, rook takes, then rook here, putting pressure on the bishop. If he defends, I could play the pawn forward to force the bishop to move, but it can drop back to e7, defending the d8 square. Oh, too bad. So, what have I got? Not a whole lot. Okay, knight here. Let's see, he can take on b4 here, I guess. The knight from f5 actually controls the e7 square. That's a little something. But the bishop can also go to this file. I think just bishop takes e7 is probably good here. And bishop takes, sorry, bishop takes b4 is probably good. Okay, well, let's let Duncan think about this. What else have I got? So anyway, the knight on f5 also hits the g7 square. So if I can get on the dark squared diagonal. But I really should have noticed I couldn't take back there because obviously my queen is tied up defending the square. Yeah, okay, so he's going to pile up on b2 there. Maybe force some exchanges, and also grabs this good diagonal. So rook here hits the queen, but the queen can just take the pawn. Or the knight. So knight to f4. Well, knight e7 check is something. He can take on b2 with a number of pieces. Either the knight or the bishop can take on b2, and the queen can take on b4. But I can exchange rooks and play knight to e7. So we will see. Of course, if he plays queen takes b4, I can't exchange rooks because he's threatening mate. He is threatening mate, so I need to do something about that. And fortunately, I'm controlling this diagonal a little bit. The knight controls the d4 square. The queen and the rook control the c3 square. Otherwise, if he gets his queen on this diagonal, it's sort of curtains for me. And or he can force some trades. But for the moment, that's not possible. Oh, the queen guards e7 there. That's annoying.
Check.
Yeah, okay, so he's got the knight coming in. I think this is all over, right? King here, he gets a discovered check. Anywhere the king moves, he's got a discovered check. Wow. That's kind of amazing. Now he just takes with the queen. Yeah, that'll force some more exchanges. And now he's just a rook up. Wow. But he gave up this square here. But he took with the right rook. Yeah, if he had taken with the bishop, then I would have had this check here.
Check.
Okay, so let's count the pawns. I have one pawn for a rook because I have 3 against 3 and 2 against 1 over here. Let's harass his rook. I could probably just start mopping up my pawns, maybe rook to... yeah, rook to g3. Okay, let's defend the pawn. I don't want to give away any of my pawns. It's a great knight. I have good pieces. It's unfortunate that they are not not good enough to overcome the fact that I'm down a whole rook. Okay, so he's going to check me here and then take the a pawn. And if I push the a pawn forward, he'll check me here and take the b pawn. So I can push the b pawn forward where it's guarded by the knight. Okay, he goes there. That's interesting. I can defend the pawn. Save the a pawn for a moment. Aha, that's his idea. So he's trying to keep me trapped, as it were. I didn't play this one right either. So he's got the check and then the check. So he's got a mate in two here. Rook b2 check, king a1 is forced, and rook a8 is mate. And there's no way to stop that. So let's let him play it. He played a good game. He deserves the thrill of the checkmate. And if he doesn't discover it, then I deserve another chance to live. Let's see, where can I put this rook even? Yeah, he didn't really need to worry about about the fact that his king was nearly mated on the back rank, because wherever it goes, it's pretty well covered. I mean, everything was with check is what I meant to say. So the fact that I had a potential back rank mate didn't really matter. Okay, well, I got this check again. Doesn't seem to do much. Knight here or here. Yeah, he's controlling all these good squares. Here to here. Yeah, it's tough. I can't really escape from the box here. Okay, well, let's see if he finds a way to finish the game. It's kind of funny he didn't just checkmate me. Now he's got an idea. He's going to go after these pawns. That makes sense. Let's see. So if I go here, takes, he takes here, and I start pushing this pawn. It's a pretty forlorn hope. But I can't defend this guy, huh? Knight here defends for a moment. Well, let's play it. Yeah, there's nothing here. I guess I will resign after he takes that pawn.
Check.
Okay, good game, Duncan Fletchus. I will upload this and
White resigns.
do a post-mortem. See you guys later. Bye.